All right, artists, we're going to use our clay today for the first time. This should be really fun. I thought we could make sort of a 3D fishbowl. So we'll do some 2D painting and some 3D sculpting. And what I'm doing first is I'm folding a piece of watercolor paper from your art bag. And notice I'm working on my mess mat. It's very messy because I've been working a lot. So that you don't get anything on your table. And you want to fold the paper in half, hold it down and tear, because we only need half of a sheet today. Okay, so then I'm going to use this piece to draw on, and you can use a cup or a bowl to make a perfect circle, but I don't think it needs to be a perfect circle. But that's what we're going to start with, is really loosely a circle like that. And then the sides curve up a little bit, and you've got the opening of the fishbowl. And then go around. And remember, if this line is curved, this line is curved too, to make the fishbowl look round. My fishbowl isn't perfect. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but I like it. Going around, around. And then there are some lines I don't need anymore, right? So I can erase those. Some sketchy lines I don't need anymore. You could even go over it with your Sharpie. You want to make it nice and clean, and really easy to see. And then erase. And that's going to be your outline. You could even cut this out when we're done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a line for the water. And I'm going to paint or draw a line for some rocks at the bottom. Now you can decide what you want to be 2D and what you want to be 3D. So if you want to draw some seaweed in, you could. But you could also sculpt the seaweed with, and I'm gonna add an extra line so you can see the top of the water like that. Okay, so that's gonna be my background. But I'm not gonna paint yet. I'm gonna put that to the side. And then I'm gonna take out my Model Magic clay and open it so that you have kind of a little foil mat to keep your sculptures on. So we're gonna pull off some pieces and make some fish. So I like to start with a ball, a sphere, rolling it in my hands like this. You can make a lot of things from just a circle. So start with a circle and then you can start playing around with it. So now I'm pinching the sides and flattening it to make it kind of like that football shape that we use for eyes, except I'm going to turn this into a fish. So then I'm going to pinch out the tail, flatten and pinch, flatten and pinch. You can put it down to work on it. Pinch is going to get those little corners, your pinchers that we use in the art room when we're doing clay. If you want his tail bigger, push it down, make it flatter. So it might take a while. If you don't like it, smush them up and try them again. So this is my favorite part, is adding the details. I'm going to take a little piece off, roll it, and that's going to be my eye. But I'm not going to put it on yet because I want to keep it white and I want to paint my fish. And then I'm going to take another little piece and I'm going to make a little triangle. So pinching makes the point. Pinching makes the point. That's going to be his little fin right there. You think it's too big? Should I make it smaller? Pulled some off and pinch again. That feels better. Okay, so what if I want my fin a different color? Then I could leave it there. And if I want to have a nice bright orange fish, then we'll get out our paints. I'm painting the sides too. I want the sides to be painted. And the reason I'm working on my foil is because the clay won't stick to the foil. If you leave the clay on here, it will stick a little bit. It's not the end of the world. You can pull it off, but sometimes it's hard to get off. So the foil keeps it from sticking. And then I want his fin to be red. So this is the part where we might get a little messy, but that's okay. Oopsie, I want to keep my eye clean. Keep that eye clean. Okay, so I've got a red fin. I'm going to put that on there. Press it down. I can wipe off my hands on my mess mat. I can even add a little more paint if I want to. And then with clean hands, take that eye, whoopsie, put it down, push. And then when it's dry, you can take your Sharpie and do a little dot right there for his eye. You could also take your paintbrush and make imprints into the fish. If you want to show some texture in your fish, when it's dry, you could give him a little smile right there. So we're going to let those fish dry, and then you can make more things to go in your fish bowl. I'm just making one fish right now to show you the process. Then we're going to go back and we're going to paint our fish bowl. So I've got my watercolor sets. I'm going to get some blue. And remember, watercolors need a lot of water. The more water, the lighter the color will be. So I'm going to do sort of a light blue right here. I think I'm going to leave the glass white. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to rub a little bit more. I might even add a little green into my blue to make a turquoise. Do you guys think that's a good idea? To make my blue a little different than the surface water blue? If you go outside of the lines a little bit, that's okay, because we can cut this out if you want to. Okay, so very careful around your seaweed, your rocks. You could draw a little castle in there for your fish and paint it. What else could you do? Seashells. You could make fish that are not 3D. Maybe something that's hard to sculpt but easy to draw. A little octopus, a seahorse. What kind of fish would you have if you could have a fish bowl at home? I'm going to get some brown for the rocks. Now, if you have the time, I would let this dry before you do the seaweed, but I'm going to show you right now how to do it carefully. So just the tip of your brush, scooping the paint on the tip, not pressing hard, just letting that tip go in there. There you go. So then when it's dry, this fish is dry, but I haven't painted him yet. When your fish are dry, you can take your glue stick and put some glue on the back of your fish and then place him wherever you want in your bowl. Maybe you could even make some 3D bubbles. Bloop. Bloop. Right? Isn't that fun? I can't wait to see what you come up with.